No, sir. Can you tell us your full name?
Kevin Blake.
Where's your current location? Where do you live?
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Did you ever attend the Louisiana State Police Academy?
Yes, sir.
When did you attend the Louisiana Academy, Police Training Academy?
I think it was December 2021,
What class did you enroll in at the training academy?
class 100.
Do you recall what troop selected you to attend the training academy?
Troop G.
Tell us when you arrived at the LSB Academy, how do you describe your physical preparedness for the training?
Physically, I wasn't in the best of shape starting out.
I want to bring your attention to the physical training on a weekly basis at the training academy. How often do you all schedule physical training exercises?
Every day, Monday through Friday.
Do you have a set schedule on Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Typically, it was in the training pool.
I need to bring your attention to the incident that happened on February 26, 2022 at the training academy. February 16, 2022, between you and Lieutenant Graham. Did you participate in the pool physical training exercise on that day?
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us what happened on that day?
Yeah. So, I mean, we were in the training pool, and I was in the deep end. They typically would separate us in two groups. You know, you have the deep end and then the non-swimmers on the shallow end. And I was on the deep end, and I was struggling to swim, so they moved me to, I think it was around like a 6-foot range. And at some point during that time, Lieutenant Graham had got in the water with me, and you know, I was struggling to do. I was swimming, supposed to be swimming back and forth, and I was struggling to do that. And at a point, he started to pull me from putting my foot down, because I was trying to like where I was close. It was like a 6 foot, but it was close to like a 5 foot to where I could put my foot down, and he kept pulling me to where I couldn't and getting in front of me. And you know, I asked him several times to stop doing that, to stop, you know, to please get out of my way, because I was panicking. I'm not a strong swimmer at all, and you know, basically I was scared in that moment. And I mean, if you could imagine someone struggling to swim, typically, you know, they're gonna kind of, I mean, I was moving my arms about, and I guess at a point I made contact with him, and he put his hand around my neck and squeezed. And I told him I couldn't breathe, and you know, he was choking me, and he released me, and he splashed, kind of like splashed water, and was like, you know, don't touch me. And I told him, like, man, I wasn't trying to touch you. Like, I mean, I've asked you several times to move from in front of me. You know, while I was struggling to swim.
How tall are you, sir?
5'11".
Did Lieutenant Graham push you while you were trying to exit the pool?
Honestly, I do not remember, but I know it was contact. I mean, he was, I feel like he was out of control. I mean, he just, the whole time, I mean, he just was, you know, screaming, telling me to quit, and you know, saying it'll stop if I quit, and you know, doing different things like that. And I mean, touched me inappropriately, so I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
As a result of this incident, did you write any reports?
Yes, sir.
We already have Exhibit 1, page 12 or 20. You gotta tell us what that is.
You want me to read it?
Could you tell us, can you identify what that is? What is that?
It's the report that I typed up. So I sent it to Sergeant Borcherding.
As a result of this incident, how did you feel during the pool exercise training with Lieutenant Graham?
Say that again.
How did you feel during the pool exercise training with Lieutenant Graham?
I mean, when it happened, I mean, really, like I said, I really feel like he was just out of control. I feel like this was something beyond training. I feel like it wasn't training, and it really made me start to question, why am I even here? Because like I don't agree with things happening like that. I get trained, I get vigorous training. I mean, I understand that stuff, but when you cross a line, I feel like it didn't reflect good on the department, and it really made me start to question me wanting to join the organization. It made me question why would other troopers be present and and not address this issue that's currently happening. And I don't know, it really shook me. I mean, I was, in the moment I was scared, and I admitted that to them, Sergeant Borchkin and him, because they wanted me to get back in the pool, and I told them I wasn't getting back in the pool. And, because I'm like, well, if you would, sit there while someone is inappropriately touching someone that's struggling to swim, what else could possibly happen? And it just really just made me question a lot of things, like what is, is this what state police stand for? Is this what, what is allowed when, because even if I was to finish, like I'm not gonna stand for stuff that happened like this if it's, happening in front of me. So it's made me question a lot of different things.
Did you successfully complete your training at the police academy?
No, sir.
Tell us what happened.
They want to say it was the 17th, I resigned.
I'm showing you exhibit 1 on page 6. Page 9. You are identified.
Yes, this is the resignation, I guess, interview packet.
What was the reason you gave during your exit interview for resigning?
Honestly, I don't remember it.
Take a look at it.
Where does it say? I don't see it. It just says voluntary. I mean, it just says voluntary resignation.
How does this experience with the training at the police academy impact your life?
I mean, it impacted it by, this is something that I honestly don't, I think about the academy, the time at the academy, that incident really almost daily. And I mean, immediately following me leaving the academy, it affected me in the sense of, I ended up having to fight for custody of getting my daughter back because, me making the decision to go to the academy, it affected me that way. My oldest daughter, mother, for whatever reason, she just decided since I was going down there that she was going to try to take custody. So that stuff affected me because, like, I went through that and, didn't, complete it. And it's just like, what was all that for? And me having to fight for that immediately following that, it was just, it was pretty ridiculous. But I don't know, man. It really made me like question a lot of things, and it was a very negative experience for sure.
I'm going to play you a little clip of your interaction with Lieutenant Graham. I'll follow up with the question.
Okay.
So you gotta look at it at the back. Go to 650 more. Go too fast. 650. Yeah, you play now. Right, lights, please. In Lieutenant Graham's incident report, did you grab his left hand and shed and try to pull it into the pool, into the water?
No, sir.
You saw the video, right?
Yes, sir.
Was Lieutenant Graham created a space between you and himself?
Was he creating space? No, sir.
Objection, I'm not sure which point in time, so I'm gonna object to the question.
Can you be more specific?
During the time that you just saw in this video, what did you tell Lieutenant Graham? Did you tell him anything?
Say at what point?
Yes, at this point, yes.
At which point?
At the point when he was grabbing you, what did you tell him?
When he grabbed me, I told him to let me go because he was choking me.
And what did he tell you?
He let go and he said that I had touched him. He was like, he splashed water at me and was like, well, don't touch me, as if like he was responding to me or something.
That's all I have.
Mr. Blake, my name is Marion White. I represent Lieutenant Russell Graham. I just have a few questions for you. I wanted to, do you recall speaking with investigators and internal affairs about this incident?
Yes, I had it was like over a Zoom meeting, I believe.
Okay. And do you recall at the beginning of that interview stating that you could not recall whether Lieutenant Graham was in the pool with you that day?
No, I do not remember saying that because I know Lee was in the pool with me.
Okay, so you
I
know-
think I might have said I probably couldn't remember his name, but I do know who was in the pool with me that day. I never questioned that.
Okay, all right. How often had you interacted with Lieutenant Graham before February 16th, 2022?
I mean, it was several different occasions during PT for sure.
Okay, do you remember when your interview with IA was?
I don't. I mean, it was at some point after that, after the 17th.
Okay, but you
I think it was probably like maybe a month or so after that, maybe. I don't know exactly.
okay. You testified that you're, about Lieutenant Graham, in your interactions, and that Lieutenant Graham was yelling, and you, felt like that was a negative thing. Is that correct? Am I characterizing your testimony correctly?
Yes, the way he was yelling, like just screaming for me to quit. He was basically like yelling, telling me to quit in order for his bad, what I would consider bad actions to stop, which was him grabbing me and getting in front of me from moving to a shallower end of the pool.
And that's your perceptions of why he was saying to quit? He didn't make those statements, correct?
No, he did make those statements. He literally said, quit, say you quit, say you quit. That's what he said, yes.
Okay, right. But that's all he said, was quit.
Yes, he said, well, quit, say you quit.
Okay. Now, there were other instructors in the same area at that
Mhm.
time, correct?
Yes.
Were those instructors yelling?
I mean, I don't know if they were or not. At the point of the video, it was my main focus was him because that's who was closest to me.
Okay. And, Duncan?
This way, how much longer are you going to be?
Oh, just about 5-10 minutes.
Because I need to take about a 1 minute.
Okay.
A 1 minute break. I'm sorry to
That's
interrupt
okay.
you.
We ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Blake, you testified earlier that during this interaction with Lieutenant Graham that your feet were touching the bottom of the pool. Now, wasn't it a directive that during pool PT training, especially at least particularly at this time, that you were not supposed to touch the bottom of the pool?
Yeah, I said that I was trying to get to the shower and so my feet could touch the ground. But yes, I mean, they moved me to the 6 feet, which I mean, obviously I'm not 6 feet, so I can't touch the bottom of the pool.
Okay, but I think my question was.
But no, I mean,
was
yes,
it-
for some people were allowed to be where they were able to touch your feet, but I mean, I guess I wasn't one of the ones that were allowed to do that. No.
Okay. You also testified, you used the word inappropriately when you said Lieutenant Graham touched me inappropriately, and I just want you to clarify what you mean by that.
Well, I mean, pulling me back from, going to a shallow end while I'm struggling to swim, I consider that inappropriate. And obviously, I mean, he put his hand around my neck, and that's inappropriate.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that. Now, prior to this occurrence on February 16, 2022, you had received 6 written counselings, had you not?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to.
Well, I say yes, but I mean, I don't know the exact number. Sure, yes, I received counseling.
Okay, well, I'll show them to you, and you can verify if you've received these. If you'll take a look at those documents I just put in front of you, and let me know if you received
May I
all of
interject,
those.
Mr. Chairman? I mean, this is one of our stipulations, is it not?
I don't think so.
I believe so.
We'll find which stipulation if you think it
I
is.
don't remember seeing it.
We're gonna update the batteries in that microphone real quick.
Yeah. We did not stipulate to these exhibits, but we stipulated that he did receive 6 counselings,
Yeah,
but it wasn't
I
the
mean-
subject matter.
I'm just trying to move all along.
He's
Because,
right, and he's right. If there was a stipulation that there were 6 counselings, then I think that's sufficient.
because I don't want the chairman to be upset against me again.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's-
Unless the commission feels otherwise.
I mean, we already stipulated
I
that.
think they stipulated too.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I was just trying to
I was
introduce
not
him for the
upset with
subject, the subjects upon which the counseling occurred.
Ask them about the subject if you believe you need to ask.
Okay. The counselings that you received, were they all based upon your performance during physical training?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I believe you spoke about this with Mr. Animashaw. Did I say that right?
That's close enough.
You
It's better
completed.
than I say it.
You completed an exit interview upon your exit from Louisiana State Police, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you have that in front of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'd just like to you'll turn to page 2 of that. What's the first page of the exit interview? It's page 2 of the actual exhibit. The reasons you wish to resign from the LSP cadet class, you indicated yes for poor physical performance. Do you see that there? I'm on page 2 of the document.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, so you indicated poor physical performance as one of the reasons to resign, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I see it checked here, yes.
All right, and you did not check the box on the next.
Well, I didn't check any of these, boxes personally. Sergeant Borcher needs to check these boxes.
Oh, okay, all right. So during the interview, were you asked these questions?
I do not remember, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So you don't recall being asked if you were injured?
I remember I don't remember the questions or the answers I gave, but, I mean, I do remember he did ask me questions, but
Okay.
I mean, it was almost 2 years.
Is this your signature on the last page?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you review this before signing?
I mean, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know if he showed it to me or not. And at that point, I was ready to go.
Okay. Is this your handwriting on the last page?
Are you asking me, is that my signature again? Or?
No. Above it, there's some handwriting. I was asking if that's your.
No, ma'am. Sergeant Borcher needs to fill this out.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, were you aware before you, submitted your resignation that Sergeant Borcherding was recommending you for termination?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I have.
No further question?
Commission?
I got a couple. Go ahead. How tall are you? I'm sorry.
5'11".
5'11".
Yes, sir.
When you were in high school and all, you played any sports like football?
Just baseball, sir.
You never had a coach get in your face and yell at you or anything like that?
Yes, sir.
I just asked.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a follow-up on the form itself, the ex-interview form, the handwriting that you were questioning about. On question number 9 and 10, there are some writings still, and you indicated that was completed by Sergeant.
Yes, I mean, it's my answers, but he's the one that wrote it.
And it's there for signature, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Is that it? Okay. Is this witness free to go?
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Yes, sir.
Do we have, at the exit interview, is that a?
It's
do we
already,
have that as an
yeah,
exhibit?
It's in Exhibit 1 attached to their exhibit.
Thank you.